Welcome once again to Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, here in Spain as we prepare to start round 7 in the OOR Tier 4 Championship. I'm your commentator Robert Elbows and I'm ready to get racing. Joining me here in the commentary box as always is my good friend Jittybit.
Yeah, thanks Robot. I'm looking forward to this race. This is a really tight and technical circuit and it's really easy to spin and yet so hard to overtake as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make my own race for Tier 3 this weekend, but I'm rooting for my Red Bull boys, so hopefully I can see High Comp and Barefoot Bandit get up there, if I can be a little bit biased for a second. So, once again, Elite Alex has put it on pole position for this weekend. As we're just waiting for the drivers to line up. But yeah, that's his 5th in a row, Jitty. He's unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah, he's really doing well for himself at the moment, and it's going to be hard for others to catch up. But this race is sort of a little bit one in qualifying. It depends on tyre strategy. If you qualify on the softs, it's a very easy one-stop. If you qualify on the supers, you're going to have to two-stop this one. So let's see what they do out there.
Right, so here we go. We've got 5 red lights, and we are away. Looks like Elite Alex got a good start, although ESL not too far behind him as Spooks and the Mercedes looking a way through. We've got the Renault coming around on the inside. He thinks about it. He's got the Haas up behind him as well. And Elite Alex is going to maintain first
on
position.
The grass there as well.
Yeah, it looks like we haven't had a bad first sector there, or first corner, should I say, as we watch the Force India Burnabear come along there. A couple of people going wide, and again through turn 3 we look clean.
Yeah, IFAP to Jesus was on the grass before turn 1, but he's only lost 1 position out of that, so that's a decent recovery for him.
Already a bit of a gap there from the top 3 back to 4th, as they start to pull away from the main pack.
Yeah, a couple touches on the grass as well as you try and go too wide around here. It's very tight, and these guys just struggling to stay on the track a bit.
Oh, now the Williams of Oswegian was a bit behind there. Obviously, he's had a bit of a spin or something.
Yeah, he's already 10 seconds off the pace, so that's unfortunate.
Something's happened there, absolutely. All pretty clean so far through the first second sector. There's a dive from Zylantos there and puts Spartan in the spin. Oh, he is not going to be happy about that. That is going to be going to the race stewards, I believe.
And are they teammates as well, or?
No, that was the Alfa Romeo on the Williams.
I see. Unfortunate for Spartan there. He'll have a lot of catching up to do, but he's back where he started, actually.
The McLaren of Dan Man down obviously had a bit of a spin, looks like. So, and there may have been some wing damage, I think I saw.
Yeah, and Elite Alex is already out of DRS range just at the start of lap 2, so he's very determined to win this one.
Oh, very, very commanding first lap there from him as we ride on board with High Comp chasing down Spooks. He's got Barefoot not too far behind him as well. What can he do here on this lap?
We're just hoping that he can get closer to the car ahead. As you can see, he's already dropped a second off, so it'll be important for him to get that space back. And
there he goes. Down. And that's not gonna work for him, is it? That's there he is in the grass there. Very unfortunate for High Comp.
He's not gaining any time there, is he?
Dropping.
Oh, he's right on the inside or something. There he is. Wing damage looks like.
We've got Spartan retired.
Where is he retired?
Now that's interesting, Jitty. I wonder what's happened there. He's just gone off into the car as Dan Man again.
Dan Man is off as well. But that's before there, so that had nothing to do with that incident. And I'm not sure if Highcom was connected to Spartan's crash as well.
Yeah, I don't think any of that was connected. I think Spartan's crashed all on his own there. I wonder what's happened there.
Just all in the same spot, it looks like.
Very unfortunate for Spartan, and they've got Williams, the one remaining Williams driver of Oswegian sitting there right down the back. So that's not looking good for the constructors' championships there for them.
And Jigglypuff has just lost 2 or 3 positions in that. He lost out to Cobalt and Ched, it looks like.
Yeah, I wonder what's happened there. Maybe he's had a spin, lost the back end potentially, or has he had a collision with another driver? Very
interesting. He's falling down even more now.
Oh. So Elite Alex already on lap 3 has 3-second gap. He's made a second a lap on ESL. This is just ludicrous, Jitty.
Yeah, if he keeps that up, he's going to be, 33 seconds ahead at the end of the race, according to the maths. But you have guys on the softs as well who are only going to have to stop once unless he's trying a madman strategy on the mediums.
Burnabear off into the grass there, unfortunately dropping 2 or 3 positions on the super softs there.
Like another one might try around the outside. She's just going to let them go.
Yeah, she's
That's
going to
probably
let
smart.
that one go. Yeah, absolutely. Not sure if she might have a wing damage there. We'll see if she pits in a second. Doesn't look like she is. Oh, no, she is. There we go. So she obviously had some wing damage there. So she's going to pit, I would assume, onto the mediums to try and make it through to the rest of the race.
Probably not going to be possible from lap 4 there, Robo. That's going to be a very, very ambitious attempt if that's the case. I would hope she'd go onto the soft at the very least.
Well, there we go. She has gone onto the medium, so she thinks she can make it. Yeah, you've little faith from Jitty Bit.
It's an interesting call. We'll see how it pays off.
As we're on, watch Dizzer on the back of Barefoot chasing down Spooks as well. Let's see what he can make of this as they about to come through the second DRS zone. He doesn't quite have enough pace. Just touched the grass there on the outside of that curb, so he's going to be a bit far behind. Actually, he does have DRS. Sorry, I take that all back. But it's just not going to be enough to reel in Barefoot as
Spooks going very wide. He gets forced off the track by Barefoot.
And Dizzer's just going to let him pass. Almost made him lose balance though, but he's going to hold on
like
to
he got a bit
position.
shook there. Just turn the wheel left to make sure they didn't make contact.
So let's see what he can possibly do down the back straight. He's going to be within DRS range on the back of Spooks, but Spooks will have DRS range on the back of Barefoot, so this is going to be a interesting...
He got an awesome exit on that corner as well. Look, he's already... I don't know how far ahead that is, but it's...
So Dizzer is gaining, he's gaining on Spooks. Spooks trying to defend going to the middle, but it's not going to work. Dizzer shoving it down the inside as they try and give each other enough room. Dizzer squeezes him a little bit, but Spooks squeezes him even harder. And
just touched the tyres, and that sent him into the wall on the other side of the track too.
He's not going to be happy about that one, Jitty. That's going to be going
I wonder if there'll be a penalty for that one after the race, or whether it was a racing incident. But
yeah, there'll be some race officials looking into that one, I'm dead sure.
For certain. As his teammates get past him there and on the inside, making sure he left the room.
Oh. So Dizzer with a bum wing. Imagine
following on the back of his teammate though, so he hasn't lost too much of a gap. You can see the end plate is what's gone from that, so it's not the cascades, but
maybe he's not struggling enough. Potentially he'll stay out. No, there he is, Golden.
There he goes. Makes the move. Fair call, honestly. The problem is he's on the soft tyre, so he's pitting a lap earlier than, well, quite a few laps earlier than he wanted to be.
Yeah, under the mediums, do you think here he'll go long in the stint, do a one-stop? I know some of these drivers were thinking about doing a two-stop, so that might be his strategy, just do something a little bit alternate and see if that pays off.
If you're pitting around lap 6, usually you want to go for soft instead of medium, but he has gone onto the medium tyre there, so like Burnabear, he's gone for a long stint into this race.
So it is a long pit. It is a long time in those pits when you have to repair the wing, unfortunately. So he's down in 12th now. I think he qualified 4th, I believe. So a long, or 4th or 5th. So a bit of a drop for him there, unfortunately. But yeah, he'll just quietly make his way through the race. There's a couple people in front of him that are on the softs and on the super softs. So hopefully if he puts in a few good stints, he'll be back up into that fighting pack. So we'll just keep a monitor on him, see how he does as we watch Rustico on a set of super softs.
Oh, Oswegian's off the track there on the inside. Broken wing. He's hit the wall.
Probably just giving it a bit too much jangles going into that second corner there, I believe, as Elite Alex already lapping him.
What's potentially happened there is if you touch the inside curb of turn 2, it's very easy to unsettle the car and it can send you into a spin that you won't come back from.
Oh yes, I've fallen victim to that plenty of times in practice, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I tried my best not to touch it during my race.
So watching Ched now, he's looks like he was within DRS range of Cobalt. He does have the faster tyre, so hopefully he'll just be patient enough and sit on the back of Cobalt and try and make a move later on down the track. So that's Oswegian DNF'd. Something's gone wrong there. That is not what the Williams team will want, unfortunately.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
he's just on the outside of the track there. So.
Yeah, I wonder what's happened there, whether he's collided with the wall or...
Maybe touched the grass on the outside, I'm not sure, but it's unfortunate that he's out of the race now.
Yeah, unfortunately that will be 0 points for both drivers and the team, which is not what they want after such a great result in Baku for Spartan and Williams. So,
yeah. And Ched's dropping off a little bit from Cobalt ahead of him here. He wants to get this move done as soon as he can because those mediums are going to last longer than those softs are. And they're probably around the same pace now, so it's just going to get better for Cobalt as the race goes on before he pits.
So we've got the first couple of leaders pitting now onto different tyres. Barefoot decides to stay out. He's now provisional first place. Zylantos gets a 5-second stop and go penalty for something happening in the pits there.
Very easy mistake to make. I think that was speeding into the pit lane, so I've done that a few times myself. It's a very easy mistake to make if you lock the tyres especially.
So a lot of people going onto the softs. We see here Elite Alex, our effective race leader, going onto the softs as well. Lost 0 time apart from the Barefoot. So ESL's also dropped down, starting in second, dropped now down into 6th. So we'll have to see how he can claw his way back up.
Yeah, good effort from those guys on the super softs as well, getting to lap 8. If you're getting to that range, you're looking after the tyres pretty well. So hopefully the 2-stop is still working out for them though, because they are on the soft tyre and that is not going to make the end of the race.
IFAP staying out on the super softs. He's now 7 laps deep into that strategy, so he's looking to go long, potentially onto a 1-stop.
It'll be interesting to see where he comes out when he pits. If it's this lap or the next lap, I wouldn't imagine he'd go any longer than that. You can see he's already losing time to Elite Alex ahead of him, who has already pitted.
So ESL right on the back of Ched here now, who's right on the back of Cobalt. They're all going to be hopefully within, well, apart from Cobalt rather, will all hopefully be within DRS range. So let's see who comes out winner of this battle down the straight.
It really all depends on the exit out of this corner. You can see the Renault pitting immediately, so that battle is not happening. And IFAP is in the pits as well, so hopefully he comes out in a decent position. He'll have the fresher soft tyre potentially, maybe mediums. He might be going for a long stint on those tyres.
And we'll just sit here and watch for a second as he goes onto the softs. So bold move from IFAP to do the 2 softest compounds. It can be done. He's just going to manage those tyres now.
Yeah, definitely, and he'll pit again, probably about halfway to the end of this race from here. So he will have fresh tyres to the end, and maybe potentially fresher than everyone else's, as he did get an extra lap out of those super softs.
Lost a lot of time though in that pit though. He's now dropped down to 9th.
Might not have been worth it for that, because now he's going to be stuck behind other cars that he was faster than originally. And those two are...
Bit of argy-bargy.
There must be some desync at play there then. Maybe they can't see each other. But that was an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, that's the weirdest desync I think I've seen in a while. But I do remember talking to the drivers at the time, and there was apparently no incident, but it sure as hell looked like they were getting real racy with each other. But yeah,
I think what's happened there is they actually can't see each other on track. This happened with me and my teammate Mbolt in Season 3 when we were at Spain as well. So we were actually inside each other for a brief period, but we couldn't see the other car. And it caused some confusion for the stream.
I should also mention newest driver replacing Jangles, who hadn't been performing for Mercedes, so Mercedes has gotten rid of Jangles. Deadpool now up there in 5th at the moment. Still needs to pit, obviously, but seems to be keeping his nose relatively clean for his first Octane Online Racing League race, and doing quite well so far.
Yeah, that's a really good signing for that team. And I just can't believe that they managed to get a Marvel character. Or is he DC? I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
That they have an actual superhero in the car.
Dizza making a move on Ched, gets the move done nice and cleanly. He's a man on a mission at the moment, isn't he, GD?
Yeah, it looks like Ched just let his teammate go, knows he's faster, knows he's been impacted by things happening ahead of him, so good work from the team there.
So now
and
is
he's
Dan
pushing
Man
on the
going
back
to
of Dan Man.
Yeah, is Dan Man going to give him any issues? Let's find out. He's going to just think
gap
about
to the
making
inside
it
there.
Down the inside. He's going to be patient here, though. And
Well, Dan-Man took a very tight line to the apex there, so if Dizza can get a good exit there, he just has to follow him through to the DRS straight up ahead, and if he's close to the back of him, he can get a move done into the hairpin.
So here we go then. Goes a little
he's
bit
gone
wide.
And he's lost a lot of pace because he's had to lift off the throttle there by the looks of it, so I don't think a dive's coming in there. He does get very close to the back of him though.
So we'll just see what he can do down the straight here. Dan Man trying to defend with all his might on these mediums. It just doesn't seem to be working out for him. You just feel like Dizza's going to get this down the straight any moment now.
And they're so close to contact as well, but managing to keep it clean, it's really good stuff. Oh, never mind.
Commentators cursed there, Jitty, I think.
Dan Man just didn't get a good exit out of the last corner, and Dizza was not expecting it, but now he is right on the back of him, and he is definitely going to get him into this first corner.
So here they come then, down into the braking zone. He's already managed it, so I don't need to really commentate on this. Beautiful move by Dizzer up into 10th place for a point. I did see Barefoot just pit there before earlier, down into P7 now with that all being shaken out. We just need to wait for Cobalt and Deadpool to have their pits, and so we'll probably see Spooks up into 3rd position and Xylantos up into 4th as Elite Alex reclaims 1st place.
Yeah, it's good to see there's a lot of close battles on track right now. You can see Barefoot's right on the back of Xylantos as we follow that. He's got Jiggly only a second behind him. Ched's on the back of Danman, that's very close. So Danman is falling behind on those older mediums, but he's still got, 5 or 6 more laps until he can pit for the softs. I take that back, actually. It's more than that. It'll be about 20 laps that he'll want to get to. So
yeah, you got to go
a long stint ahead of him.
You got to go long to those. So you imagine Cobalt will still be up in 3rd place for another 9 laps? You reckon?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Well, Deadpool's on the soft tyre, so he won't be catching up too much because that tyre will be slow at this stage of the race. But he will be pitting in the next 2 laps, 3 laps, something like that.
Yeah, and there you go. You can see Spooks has just made the move on Deadpool with.
Coming out of the pits, potentially, or was he just on track?
No, just on track.
It must have been where he was. Yeah.
Just on track. We've missed it on camera there, Giddy, but Deadpool getting the position back, so Mercedes letting their drivers race at the moment, which is good to see.
Yeah, and Ched's pitting on 3 lap old soft, so he must have had some wing damage there or something. That's going to put him right to the back of the grid, or maybe just ahead of Rustico by the look of it.
Oh, Xylantos! Almost making a move there on Spooks. That would have been wing damage and a spun car for sure there. He just backing out of that one in the last dying seconds as Barefoot thinks about making a similar move on the next corner.
He had a glance.
They're getting real racy. Oh, I'm loving it.
It's just one bad exit and you're in danger here. You just really got to keep it consistent. Spooks managing to lock up there as well, and he
both go away.
Deadpool has just spun out. He just got on the throttle too hard at the exit there, coming onto that. It's very easy to do in low gear.
Oh, there's a lot of wing damage, Giddy. I dare say though that will be because he's probably gone a little too long on those tyres. The wear must have been dreadful at that point.
Yeah, it would have been high, but you've got to make it to about lap 13 before you think about hitting for the medium. So it's just unfortunate for him. Unfortunate
for new rookie recruit at Mercedes, but that's all right. He's still down in 11th, so if he pits now onto potentially the mediums, he could still be fighting for a couple of points here in the championship.
Oh, Shock's going off the. Oh, sorry, Spooks going off the track there.
Spooks
and Barefoot's now going ahead of him, and there's nowhere for Spooks to go. He has to ease off the throttle, and he's right. And Barefoot cuts to the inside, looking to make a move on Xylantos. Is he going to get ahead on the exit? No, Xylantos holding it well.
No, he's got Spooks now pressuring him from behind. He's just got to make a defending move now. He can't make any attacks on Xylantos right now. Spooks still holding on quite well there, and they're all going to come well within DRS range of each other coming into the second DRS zone. So this will be interesting to see who comes out of this one.
Yeah, and Jigglypuff in all the melee has caught up to the 3 drivers ahead of him, so they've really been slowing each other up. That's the problem with fighting in these cars.
Oh, here we go. Looks like Barefoot's going to make a move on Xylantos. Looks like it was clean. It looked like it was a push, but no, it looks like it was relatively clean. So he's made the move. Xylantos
could have just been getting on throttle, both cars kicked out instead of contact.
Yeah,
so.
Look, potentially Xylantos may have lost some traction.
And he's dropped behind Spooks as well.
Yeah, because Spooks has gotten around him, so I'm thinking Xylantos may have lost some traction, or maybe there was a bit of a push. So
and Jigglypuff is in a great position to get 3 cars worth of slipstream and DRS ahead of him. So.
Although not a good exit from Jigglypuff there, so
yeah, that won't help him much.
I'm not sure he's going to get the move done.
And behind them, IFAP is right behind Dizzer as well. Coming onto that pit straight, so...
Oh, looks like Xylantos might be making a move here.
He went to the inside of the corner. There just wasn't any room to make an overtake. Spooks running very wide.
That's a creative use of the track.
Creative interpretations.
Going really wide, just trying to hold it in the middle. It's good defending from Spooks there. Xylantos can't really get much speed going down the inside and can't go on the outside, so good defending there from Spooks, just keeping Xylantos back. Xylantos again within DRS range of his target driver in front of him, so again he's going to have DRS if he gets a good exit up around this final corner. Oh, Spooks going very wide.
Yeah, and he had a little bit of a kick from the car there, but
still
managing to hold it together. Contact, and that's front wing damage. That is very unfortunate for Xylantos. He will probably want to pit, and he's on relatively fresh softs as well, so that's going to really impact his race.
Unfortunate for Xylantos. They're having a good race at the moment. He needs to earn as many points as he can on Jigglypuff and Elite. He is second in the championship I apologise. Third in the championship standings at the moment.
And more cars inside each other at this Grand Prix, and Xylantos going very slow into the pit lane.
Very slowly there.
Held up completely.
Well, Jiggly is the one he will be competing with. He is in third at the moment, only a few points away from Elite Alex. Jiggly's still well out in front in the Drivers' Championships. This is not where he's going to want to be, though, particularly with Elite Alex in first and Elite Alex bearing down on him in the points.
Yeah, definitely, and you want to be getting as many points as possible at the start of the season and keep that momentum going towards the end, otherwise you're just going to fall off. So
Jigglypuff has jumped Xylantos in the pits there, obviously, so has Burnabout. Obviously a front wing change happening there for Xylantos. You just can't run with any damage around this track, unfortunately. Too many high-speed corners not to.
Yeah, it's definitely the case, and he's gone on to the medium now, which will definitely make it to the end, so that hopefully will be his last pit stop of the day.
Right, so things have just generally calmed down there for a bit. There's no one sort of really in DRS range or, less than a second around. So, time to just reflect on the race. I think ESL and Elite Alex have had a really good race. They've managed to hold on to their positions there. Cobalt, sneaky little drive there. He started out of the top 10. Believe he started in 11th. So he's had a sneaky run up into third place. I'm quite certain. Yeah, there we go. He's made 8 places.
And you know what it is as well, he hasn't stopped yet, and he's on that one-stop strategy. It really does make a difference around here.
So if he were to stop now, he'd fall back behind somewhere around IFAP Danman, if I'm doing my maths right.
Yeah,
it's about 20 seconds.
Around about behind IFAP ahead of Danman. So that's a really good position. And a few of the guys ahead of him still have to pit. I think all of those drivers have to pit again, because Dizzer is on 10-lap-old mediums. They're going to struggle at the end of the race. So, and the other guys on the softs are definitely going to have to pit again, so no chance for them to stay ahead on strategy alone.
Yeah, so Cobalt in a really good position. He's just going to bang on a fresh set of either softs or super softs and just absolutely hammer out positions after position and work his way up, potentially on for a podium spot, I think.
Yeah, potentially, if he can manage to navigate people like Barefoot and Spooks. They will have more pace at the end of the race because they'll be on fresher softs, you would assume. But considering they're the same tyre compound, it's not going to make that much of a difference. So on pace alone, Cobalt is looking pretty strong.
So just going through all the drivers, and there is our race leader with 14 seconds ahead of ESL. He's having an absolute stellar race. Already appears to be lapping 12th place of Ched there, catching up to the back of him. So just an absolute stellar drive from Elite Alex again.
Yep, no faulting him here. He's gonna, when he pits for his final stop of the race, he's gonna come out in second, and that's only if ESL doesn't pit the same lap or before. So he's just having a stellar race at the moment.
Now, I wonder if he was ballsy enough. Do you think he might do a one-stop?
On the soft compound, 9 laps old, with, I can't math, 16 laps to go? No, definitely not.
Interesting to see if they did, though.
I think you would find a tyre puncture before lap 25, potentially.
Right. Looks like Dizzer's getting quite close to Spooks now. Let's hope we don't have a repeat of earlier on lap, I think it was lap 4 or something to that effect. So he's catching quite up close to him now. I don't know where he is on the map. I really wish the camera would switch to him so I could see. But at the moment, we're going to watch ESL on Ched.
Yeah, looking to lap the car ahead of him. Just as the car ahead in this situation, you just got to get out of the way sometimes. And it looks like Elite is catching at a rate of knots. And there he goes, just easing off the throttle and letting him through into turn 4.
Yeah, clever move by Ched. You just don't want to get... You don't want to get the blue waves flagged at you, and you don't want to lose points over that, so...
Yeah, definitely. And there's no point fighting it, especially when the gaps behind and the gaps ahead are so large. So
yeah, he's not racing anywhere at the moment. And there we go. Dizzer has made the move on Spooks, hopefully cleanly. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him drop. He's now up into P5. So having dropped down into, 11th or 12th, or maybe it was 13th. It was something like that. He's now up back into where he originally qualified, I believe. So great race from Dizzer. Great race at the moment. Great recovery.
Very good effort. He's probably going to need to pit again unless he can nurse those mediums to the end. So if he pits again, he wants to come out ahead of Dan Man and potentially come 7th and maybe go ham to the end and just try his best to gain even more out of it.
We've got some yellows in Sector 2. No, nothing to worry about. Okay, as we continue to ride along with Spooks, who's dropping from Dizzer by a couple of tenths. Yeah, 1.4, 1.5. So Dizzer a man on the mission on those mediums.
Yeah, and both on pretty worn tyres at this stage, so...
Dan Man makes a move on IFAP.
Oh, there's front wing gone on that Toro Rosso.
Oh, that would
no
be
front
why
wing
then.
at all. Yep, that would explain the yellow flags from before as well.
Yeah, there is 0 front wing there. I wonder if that's as a result of driver-to-driver contact or driver error, potentially. Yeah,
We'll never find out. We'll never find out, though.
That wing is just non-existent. He's gone very wide there. Ooh, a bit of a dangerous re-entry there on Jigglybuff.
Oh, it looks like he touched the back wheel. He's just blocking him, unfortunately.
Yeah, he needs to get out of the way. He is the slowest driver. I don't know what he's doing there. He needs to just move out of the way. He's never going to be able to compete. And there we go.
Yes, he couldn't even make the last corner.
He couldn't even make the corner.
So the hits for sure. Gotta make sure not to hit the wall because there is no downforce when you lose that front wing.
So Dizzer now on the back of Barefoot within DRS
doing
range.
Incredibly well.
Look at that. He's made 4 seconds on Spooks. Just
on the harder compound too. Just
yeah, absolutely ludicrous play from Dizzer here. Is he going to make the move down this straight, or is he going to wait for the start finish? He's had a good exit. I don't think he's going to get it done here though.
No, unfortunately, difficult. And we are heading in towards the pit stop windows now for the final stops for those 2 stoppers. So those guys will end up in the pits at some point here. Oh, and the Red Bull is spinning onto the grass.
Oh, that's not what I want to see. No. It doesn't look like there's any wing damage there, though. It just looks like it was a loss of back end, potentially.
Yep, just lost the tyres, and he is on 8-lap-old soft, so they're not, completely burnt out, but he is pitting anyway.
Yep, and there we go. He's going to now go on to another set of softs. I assume to finish off the race.
Yeah, definitely at this stage you can take those 13 laps towards the end, but you can see he's struggling on lap 8 on those tyres, so he's going to have to nurse them.
So Dizzer now has a 15-second gap that he needs to make up on ESL. Potentially going to be hard to do. If he wants any hope of getting second place, then he's going to want to see ESL pit for another set of softs. And ESL might just need to stay out if he can. I know you say it can't be done on the softs, but it depends on how much they've nursed them. But yeah, there looks like there's a potential that ESL is going to have to pit, and Dizzer might just make his way up into second. Look at that, Dizzer on podium. That's outlandish.
Yeah, it's very good effort from him as well to, have that contact early on, I think it was, and had to pit early for new tyres, and he's just done well to bring it back to where he is.
Yeah, really good recovery drive, good patient drive. I know most drivers would probably just want to think about binning it after having an incident like that earlier. I know I certainly would, but there we go. So ESL is pitting right now. So This will be interesting now. Will Dizzer be able to make up the place? Let's watch. Let's find out.
It looks like he should. The gap was around 15 seconds when he pitted, so should come out well ahead of him here.
Yep,
and Elite Alex is already out of the pit lane, so I think he will be ahead of Dizzer still.
Yep, so Elite Alex still commanding this race quite comfortably. He's up in first place. Dizzer now up into second. ESL drops down into third, but Dizzer might potentially have to pit again if those mediums need replacing.
Yep, and he is going to be a lot slower than ESL if he's nursing them, so 7 seconds in the next 13 laps is very doable for ESL.
Very, very interesting race not necessarily for first, but certainly best of the rest here, as we'll see Burner Bear coming in again, 16 laps on the mediums. Yep, she'll probably go onto the softs, you would imagine.
Yeah, the softs can make it to the end, so that'll be the fastest strategy from this point.
Jigglybuff now he was under a second on Dan Man on the fresher mediums. Can he get something done on Dan Man here?
Dan Man's been absolutely insane. He's gone from the start of this race on those mediums and he's in 7th place, so I don't know where he started, but he's doing a very good job on those mediums.
Actually, I know for a fact Dan Man started in 17th. He had to start back of the grid, so that is an absolute outstanding drive from Dan Man as well.
Yeah. And he's just making the alternate strategy work for him, starting on the hardest compound, cutting through the field as everyone's tyres die and everyone crashes, just doing an excellent job keeping it consistent. As you can see, the pace difference between newer softs and the completely worn out, sorry, the new mediums and the completely worn out mediums. And I imagine Dan Man will be heading into the pits this lap.
Let's find out. Is he going to jump down to the pits? Right
After
on board as we find out. Yep, good call from Judy there. So, a couple of people having some really good races. Cobalt just keeping his nose clean again, as he did in Baku that earned him that podium. And keeping his nose clean again here, going from 11th to 4th. So, really good drive from him. I'm really impressed with Diz's drive as well, coming again. We've mentioned it a couple of times, but it's just a really good recovery drive. And of course, I think we've got to mention Elite Alex as well. Just commanded the race from start to finish, yeah, just
you tend to get overlooked for things like driver of the day when you're in Firth and you just command the whole race because you haven't been on screen or anything like that, but he absolutely deserves the plaudits for a stellar effort.
And not to take away from ESL either, obviously put himself on the front row of the grid and is managing third, potentially a second podium here, so or second place podium should I say. I actually don't know if ESL has had a podium before, but either way, really good race from him as well.
And his teammate, who broke his front wing earlier, is now pushing on the back of Ched on new softs, and Ched is on those older mediums, so they're about halfway through their lifespan at this stage, so you can see IFAP is just closing in the corners, and he'll hope to get him on a straight somewhere.
Very close on the back of that. On the back of that Renault, the yellow banana. Here we go. What can he do through this corner? You do have to lift because you do lose a bit of grip with the dirty air. It looks like he's going to make a move. Ched goes to defend. Is he going to get the move dart? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's so deep, but he hasn't really pulled the car up, and the Renault is ahead again. He just had way too much entry speed.
Yeah, too deep. So unfortunate for IFAP there. Too deep, running wide. Ched being the more patient of the two drivers, although I'm saying that he's gone off the track as well, and so IFAP reclaims his brief 10th position. That is for a point though, so that was a good little scrap there. So now Ched has Elite Alex on the back of him again, who just has to get out of the way, and that's a really unfortunate spot to do that when you want a challenge for that position and a points paying position at that, and then to have blue flags wagged at you like a dog's tail, waved at you. Very unfortunate. Although having said that, IFAP's going to get the same thing in a couple of corners too. So
he can only hope that IFAP gets caught at a very awkward spot and has to give way and lose a lot of time, and then he's right back on the back of him. So even at this stage, though, I think he just wants to take those mediums to the end. So I think on those newer softs, IFAP should be pulling away here, and he's actually very slow.
Yeah, there we go. So he's let our race leader go through, and that's helped Ched catch up. He's now only half a second behind him. He's on the mediums, though. Not sure if he'll be able to make the move down the DRS straight. Let's find out as we ride on board with IFAP.
He lost about 3 tenths going through that high-speed corner there, so that just shows you how worn those tyres are.
Yeah, not going to get the move done. It looked like Ched opened up the DRS a little late there, so not sure whether he heard the beep or what was going on there, but he a bit late opening up the rear wing there.
If you try to press it too early,
that is wide. That is not what you want. I mean, they're 11 lap old mediums. The grip's not going to be as good as the softs, but you'd think they'd still be there at this stage of the race. They can go a bit longer than that, can't they?
Yeah, they should be able to get to the end from here. They go about 20 laps on their lifespan, so he should be alright at this stage. They should be around 35%.
So Rustico being lapped by the Toro Rosso. Unfortunately, Rustico just a bit slow this time around out this weekend. As IFAP's going to try and make a move here, Rustico will hopefully let him go. Oh, bit twitchy.
He's not just let him go. He's gone off the circuit.
He's gone completely off the circuit. Oh, that is unfortunate, Rustico. Just trying to avoid the cars behind you, and looks like he got a little bit too twitchy there, and he's binned it into the grass. So
yeah, it's so easy when you're on the dirty side of the track just to lose the car. You just don't realise how much less grip there is out there. And is that Ched who's going slow, and Bernabear's right on the back of him now?
Yeah, interesting there. Is Bernabear going to make a move? She's normally a bit of a cautious driver. She's not tends to not attack as hard as what she probably could. I think she just tends to want to play it safe and not break a wing or anything like that, which is always a good move. So let's see if she might get a little aggressive here in the back of the Renault and see if she can make a move, maybe possibly down the straight.
I think if Ched keeps making the mistakes he's making, it's definitely possible for Bernard to get ahead of him. It's just going to be keeping close and maintaining that gap to him.
So here we go then. Is she going to have the DRS? Yes, it's open straight away. She's gaining on him. He goes to defend for the inside as the camera doesn't bloody move.
She has a ton of straight line speed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But just backed out. You could hear her lift off right at the end there.
Yep.
Just backed out of that
coming
one.
into that corner.
That's,
I wonder if she's saving fuel.
Yeah, potentially. I'm just trying to look to see if we can't see it on her wheel there. It might give us some information, but I couldn't see anything as Dizza coming in onto the Super Soft. So ESL is now going to reclaim second position as Dizza gets blocked in the pit lane by Rustico. That's unfortunate, but Cobalt is far enough away down the track that Dizza will remain in third there on the Super Softs to run.
Oh, Jesus! You don't want to be given the position like that.
Bloody oath, he almost binned it there. Rustico, yeah, not getting out of the way. To Diz's liking, looked like there was some frustrating side moving there to get out of the way of the McLaren, yeah. But onto the Super Soft, so he's now going to be really quite quick. I don't think it's going to be 32 seconds for, 8 seconds. Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe he might be able to pull it off in the next couple of laps, so we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, he's on fresh tyres and also very quick tyres, and he is a quick driver, so it could be interesting with those two at the end of the race. Also, it looked like Rustico had just eased off the throttle, or potentially braked on the straight to let the faster car behind by, but it just didn't do it in the right position and didn't give Dizzer enough warning that he was going to do that.
So here we go again, just the racing point from Bernabé, just lifting off there right at the end. Not sure what's going on there, whether she's just quite happy sitting behind the Renault, or yeah, maybe she is managing fuel, or potentially, what do we got, 5 laps on tyres? Unless she spun the car or something like that and is making up positions and has more wear than what's normal for that amount of lap time on the tyres. I don't know why she's not pushing harder on that one.
Ched has locked up and gone very wide into that corner, so the door was open, it just didn't look like she was close enough, or she was taking it a bit easy, but you know, it's respectable. There's nothing to gain from getting Ched ahead. It's only 11th place, so there's no points in it. As she goes very wide.
Oh, and Ched into the grass as well.
The grass as well.
Both getting a little nervy.
Yeah, it is hard following another car because you've got to keep focusing on your braking markers, your turning in points, and when you've got a car ahead of you, it can just block the view sometimes, or you get distracted by it. It really is that easy, and with these cars, how fast they go around the track, it's split-second reactions that can make or break a race, so...
Right, so here we go again. Bernabé on the back of Ched. She will have DRS as they come down the start-finish straight. DRS wing is open. She is gaining a lot of time on the back of that car there. Is she going to get the move done today, though? She's thinking about it, and she's braking very, very early into that corner and just not making the lunge that maybe I would have at least attempted. Even if not to just put Ched off a little bit. Yeah, some of this is a bit of a mind game. You may not necessarily go for the actual move, but certainly diving down the inside and throwing the other driver off a little bit might just unnerve them enough that you can either A, get the move done, or B, unnerve them enough through some other corners or something to that effect. So Bernabé just need to be a little more aggressive, I think, because Ched is not far away from IFAP. So, and that's potential points paying positions over if you ask me.
Well,
yeah,
she'll come out in the same position if she pits again, but she can probably go to the end of the race with that damage.
That is very unfortunate for Bernabé, as I was just saying. Yeah, high comp on who's that? Zylantos.
That would be Zylantos. He's looking to unlap himself. There's no point, mate. No point.
Yeah, I wonder why he's doing that. Maybe Zylantos
nothing to gain. Potentially, but even so, there's nothing to gain from overtaking him.
Dizza now 2 seconds away from ESL. We've got 4 laps to go. This is going to be very interesting.
How quickly did he do that? Was that 2 seconds a lap or something like that?
Yeah, because what was he? He was 8 seconds or 7 seconds behind or something.
He's only been on those tyres 2 laps, and then when he crosses the line, it'll be free here. So
an absolute
3 laps, he's made 5 or 6 seconds.
Absolute mad drive from Dizza. Absolutely mad. I'm loving this Ginny. I am absolutely loving this comeback story at the moment from Dizza.
He sets the fastest lap of the race as well. The question will be...
an absolute mission.
The question will be, though, how fresh are those tyres at the end of the race? Because 7 laps on those tyres, they get a bit bit slidey.
Ginny, I don't care. I'm absolutely in love with this story. I need Dizzard to get ESL. This is amazing. He's already within DRS range. He just needs to be patient enough down that DRS straight, down the start-finish straight. He's going to have him. ESL needs to pull a can of whoop-ass out of his bag somewhere. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to need to defend like his life depends on it.
And he's already within 5 temps as well, so this is not looking good for ESL if he wants to hold station.
Oh, Dizza is absolutely going to take him down this DRS straight. Oh, losing a bit of time. You can hear the lift, but he's patient. He's precise, strategic. He can get the move done.
The best place to do it is after Sector 3. It's not during Sector 3, so...
Yeah, you don't want to do it through these high-speed corners. Don't necessarily want to do it there. No,
yeah,
although, definitely. Again, just... in the side mirror of ESL, just letting him know he's there. Just, hey, ESL, just a reminder, I'm still here, buddy. As they come through the penultimate corner through the chicane.
All depends on the exit here, and he got a great exit.
Absolutely
amazing exit. He's right on the back of him.
Job done.
And he's going to get him potentially at the finish line.
Job done. Well done.
Yeah, easy.
Well done, Dizza. Absolutely stellar drive there, mate. Up into second position. Not enough time to catch first place, but now just manage those tyres, mate, and you have absolutely made a Cinderella story in my eyes for Tier 4 this season.
Nah, mate. 10 seconds a lap, easy. He can do it.
Yeah, no response from ESL. Already going to be a second up as we come to the downhill section.
Yep, ESL has no threat from behind, and he knows he can't fight a driver on the softer tyre when they're that fresh, so he's just going to hold position and get to the end of the race from here.
Plus, what is it, 15 points? Not a bad weekend.
Oh, definitely.
As Zylantos now overtaking High Comp again. So High Comp managed to obviously unlap himself somewhere in between all that battling for second and third. Interesting that he's fighting it there, Jiggly.
Yeah,
Jiggly? Jitty. Which one are you?
He's just holding up Zylantos at this point, and it's just unfortunate that they're in that position where they have around about the same pace. When you're a lap car, you want to race, but you just have to understand that you don't get the same respect as a car that's a lap down.
Yeah. Yeah, and Zylantos has, 6 seconds on barefoot? I don't know how much time of that has been spent just fighting high comp that could have been used to be fighting barefoot. Although, if you're looking at it from a team perspective, it's not too unusual. As high comp goes for the move again!
Oh my!
As Rustico looks like, with Deadpool getting out of the way for Zylantos there, and High Comp just making the move for whatever reason.
Has High Comp gained the position on Deadpool now?
Yes, looks like they may have.
Oh, that's a bit.
Yeah, iffy decision making. Although again, from a team perspective, High Comp have been being told by his race engineers to just hold Zylantos up, hold him up because
he's already letting him go again.
Because Barefoot needs 7th place. Yeah, and he's holding him up again. So and Zylantos, having to now build the gap again on the very next lap. So interesting decisions being made at Red Bull at the moment.
Yeah, my feelings about the subject is if you are going to overtake a car that has lapped you, you need to get out of those blue flags within 4 corners. Because if you're not doing that, you don't have a right to be in that position. You're being blue flagged, you have to give the position up again. And not only that, you're holding the other driver up by making an overtake on them and then them having to overtake you again. It's just, it doesn't help anybody in that situation. And again, High Comp doesn't have anything to gain here. He's down in 13th. He's 20 seconds behind the next car with a lap to go. It's just not going to happen. Yeah,
it's interesting decision making again. I say at Red Bulls, it looks like he was going to go for the move again. I mean, it's all fun and games to go racing, but when Zylantos needs to try and be chased down barefoot, that's not on. You need, if you're going to unlap yourself, you need to be the faster car.
You can't make contact either.
This is not on, boys.
When you've got, he's in a points-paying position and he's potentially jeopardising that. So.
Alpha Romeo need to be talking to the race stewards, I think, about Red Bull's decision making there.
Is this Esteban Ocon? Has he gone to Red Bull? Or bit confused here.
Yes, High Comp. It's James.
High Comp. It's pronounced Deckers.
So as we come on to the last lap here, looks like there's no one really close enough to be making any moves here, so it looks like we will all just shuffle out as the order presents itself in front of us here with Elite Alex taking a win again, as he did last round, which we haven't commentated on, but he has taken a win in Japan, and will take a win here in Spain. Dizza, again, absolute Cinderella story, mate. Just beautiful. ESL, great race in third, and Cobalt just having a really easy. Don't say easy, but incident-free, and it's just kind of slipped through. We haven't really seen much of him on the cameras this weekend, but just having a really great race all the way from 11th up to 4th. And again, Dan Mann in a points-paying position all the way from the bottom of the grid up into 9th there.
Yep, very good drives from a lot of the drivers in this race, so those guys will be very happy with the results they're getting here.
Good to see Zylantos up in 8th as well. I think he started in 10th from memory, so he's made a couple of positions as well there.
As Elite Alex crosses the line for the win, good job to him.
So we're
just about half a minute we'll have Dizza crossing the line. Dun, 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 and then someone get the countdown timer in here.
Yes, and in about another minute and 20 odd seconds we'll see these boys cross the line as well.
Yep, they'll be there eventually. Some of the lap cars coming through now as Ched gets a 5-second stop-go penalty that he hadn't served during the race, so that'll impact his race time, but he's well ahead of Bernabé, so no issues there. She's actually letting some cars by her.
Yeah, just really unfortunate for Bernabé. I was really rooting for her to be able to take on Ched, and then from there they won't fire off IFAP, and maybe get into a points-paying position. But really unfortunate losing of the back end.
Just bowl off the rest of the grid from there. No worries.
So there we go. We've got most of the drivers crossing the line now, just waiting for Spooks and Barefoot, who shouldn't be too far. A bit of knocking, that's AI in control, so I'm not going to comment on that one.
They race like that anyway, to be honest.
As Lantos crosses the line in 8th. 8th? There's multiple 8th positions, apparently. Yes, and Russico, last man across the line. And there you have the Spain race. So who would be your driver of the day, Ginny? I kind of want to give it to Cobalt, all the way from 11th up into 5th. Was it 5th? Really great race from him, I think. Kept his nose clean. I think he went on to the... I think he did softs to... Super softs, I think?
Or no, he did medium to soft, but even so, it's a great result. And there's a lot of drivers there that you could give it to. Elite Alex just commanding the race from start to finish, doing a 2-stop and still finishing 35 seconds ahead of the next car. But personally, I think it should go to Dizza, just falling back, having the damage, I believe, at the start, and still managing to get second place. It's a really great effort.
And unfortunately, that is all the time we're going to have for this weekend. That is where the recording ends. But thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we will see you next week.